say how I feel. It's like ooh la la. It's kinda easy now 'cause it's real. Hey. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Na 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 na.
Hey everybody, hi you guys. Linda, in answer to your question about Susan just sending in, I didn't get any art today. So we're gonna I've got a couple little things to show you guys that I do, and we're gonna don't have any. So that's okay. That's okay. It has been snowing since I got up this morning, on and off, on and off, on and off. And it's not like it's sticking or anything like that. Snow in Western Washington is very different than snow in Eastern Washington. Where I grew up, if it started snowing, it stuck and it stayed and it was there and it accumulated. Here, it's big, fat, fluffy, wet flakes, and then they hit the ground, and sometimes it starts snowing even when it's not freezing. And it'll snow for a little bit, and then it will stop, and it will start again. And let me take a sip of this water here. And you never know. But we watched about 45 minutes ago, you couldn't see the water in front of our house because the cloud was coming across and it was snowing. It started snowing like crazy. And then, hang on, I got to text Bob and see if he'll get me a bottle of water. Because I forgot to get myself. Could you... I don't know what, I've got a bit of a scratchy and a bit of a not quite perfectly feeling so great. Is that Larry? Larry's here. Hi, Larry. So anyway, it was, I did an Instagram reel or a reel or a short or a story this morning when it first started snowing. And then it snowed, and then it stopped, and then it snowed, and it stopped. Snowed and stopped. Probably Larry had it like that all day today. Tomorrow is supposed to be colder. Bob had to go into Seattle today to do Mauer month end and the books there. And he did it today rather than go in tomorrow, because tomorrow is supposed to be colder and have some black ice on the freeway. And Seattle traffic people don't really do well with snow, let alone ice. It's just not their jam. So he went in today, and it was easy in and out. And I just hung out here and didn't do well. I did some things. I got started on a Diane Anton's watercolor challenge, and I will take a picture of her every day a doodle. It's a watercolor doodle, and I will email it out. I'll put it in. Gosh, I had her video that she does this. Hang on, I bet I could find that. And it was really a lot of fun. It's just I was just there, and let me see. And she's doing it. It's a here watercolor. Let me share the link. Share, copy, and then I can put the link in the comments right here. There you go. There we go. So this is a link for her. She's doing a 28-day a February watercolor challenge, and it's a 5 minute. Just do it in 5 minutes, and it's every day a doodle. And today was day one was a sprig of leaves, and then after this, I'm going to do the gentle spiral one. And she does a short each day to show it also on her channel, which is kind of cool. And so I did that, and then I filmed it and made it into a short and posted it on my Imagine with Gretchen channel. Yeah, and that was kind of nice, something to do. I was going to go out and do it out in the studio, but burr. Burr, 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 burr. Um, anyway, so I just have a little bit to show you. So it's good to have everybody here, though. Linda's here, and Tamara's here, and Susan's here. She's doing stuff in and out and multitasking, which is great. Larry's here, and there. And so I was just got back yesterday from Arizona, and Layla's concert was amazing. It was so nice. She's in it was called a sixth grade honors orchestra, and it was selected kids in sixth grade from all over Queen City District. And so it was great. And then they have a junior high orchestra that she can audition for next year to be in, and they played afterwards, so she got to see the possibility of what could be. And it was really a lot of fun, and we had a good time with the kids, and it was just really good to see them. And so her concert was on Thursday night, so that's why I wasn't on at all. And, oh, sorry. So we got back yesterday, just before the snow started. Had some snow last night and whatnot, but yeah, but it was good to get there. And so now, and then I saw Diane's thing, and I thought, well, I may be a day or two behind, but I'll catch up with it. It's a 5 minute thing. I can do that. So yeah, it was absolutely wonderful. So I'll put that together in a private YouTuber thing, and I will show it to you guys, and let you guys have the link to that, so that bucket fillers can see that if they want to. But I haven't done that yet. Yeah, I have. I videoed the whole thing. I was pretty proud of myself because I videoed it without a lot of jiggly, because I was on the phone and I forgot to take my little other camera, but that's okay. The point was to watch her play, and that was fun. Anyway, so tonight, though, we have a little bit of show and tell, and it's mainly from me, I think. Yeah. So tonight, what I have for you guys is back in my journal. We started on how much did I read that day. And when I was on one day, I have this book I'm going to read to you tonight that is another one, and it's another story about E.B. White. But I was trying to do some things off the cover of it. So the cover of it is this. And I was just randomly trying to see if I could do some things, do the ducks, and then it became more. And then I had the recovery disc. I don't know where that came from. These were just notes. I was trying to do some fiddly kind of stuff. So it's that kind of sketching things. And then on the plane. And then I tried to do this raccoon, and I drew it upside down, but I forgot to turn my my book upside down. So this is a photograph that I took of a raccoon, and then I did the drawing upside down to see how that was. And I did some sand doodles on the plane also. So this, yeah, the raccoon didn't turn out too badly. He's a little bit wackadoo, but that's okay. And then I did some more Zen doodles, and Layla and I were talking about the neurographic stuff. And then, she had this crazy thing on her head, this purple thing that she wears on her head to sleep in. and she had it all her night before so that I could do her hair and everything and had it. And then Penelope, their kitty, and her viola. And then on the plane, I was, I know I was, before we came back, I had a group thing. And then on the plane back, just all kinds of doodly stuff. And I saw this, there was an exhibit, and I wanted to tell you guys about this guy. I saw an exhibit at the Phoenix airport, and the artist's name was Merrill McAfee, or Mahaffey, Mahaffey. And his work is really kind of centered around the Grand Canyon and the Southwest. But he had some watercolors, but then he did acrylic on canvas, and it was called Geometry and Geology, and it was just gorgeous. And then he had a piece that he did with dry pigment on canvas. Hang on. Yeah, he did dry pigment on canvas, which was just really fascinating, and I'm kind of interested in trying to figure out how he did this. And then today was day 1 of the watercolor challenge, and it was a sprig of leaves, and then I have day 2 prepped so that it was dry before I could do it. That's kind of the thing. So that's all that we have for that, for art today. Yeah. Larry sent in art. Since when? When did Larry send in art? Just now? Oh, there it is. Just now. I got it. Come on. Open up. Ooh, cool. Okay, let me see. Where am I? Where's Larry? There he is. Pull him up here. And then I will go to... not that. Here. Okay, there we go. And let me pull in Larry's art here. Where did it go? There he is. So now I just got to get his other stuff off here that I had before. And get the mail open. There it is. And let's see, it's coming. There we go. 1. Okay. Is it just one piece? It's a small piece I painted this evening. It's a work in progress. Okay. Okay, there we go. Now, I am in preview mode, so I got to go back to where I was. Back to live mode. And there we go. Here we go. So Larry has sent this in. And this is a piece that he's worked on today, and it's a piece in progress. Nice, Larry. Yay. I sent a small work in progress. Thanks, Larry. Yes. Thanks. I'm glad you like my sketches. But Larry, so is this, I take it this is a watercolor? Or is it gouache? It almost, tell us what what you're doing. Yeah. Does Angie know? I know. Oh, look, it looks like, oh, look at, there's Yoda. Oh, this is from Star Wars. Okay, because I thought I saw a dragon underneath that. Watercolor. He says it's watercolor. This is from Star Wars. Okay, I got it, because there's the little Yoda guy. And then, I see, because I thought she was sitting on a dragon there for a minute. Head. Very cool. Excellent. Nice job, Larry. Yay. Okay. Now, so tonight I have, like I said, I have that one book that I have here. It's going to take an overhead camera, move this over to the side. And it's called A Boy, a Mouse, and a Spider. And it's another story, a story of E.B. White. And it's by Barbara Herkert and illustrated by Lauren Castillo. And I think I did something else by Barbara Herkert. She's the author of Mary Cassatt, Extraordinary Impressionist Painter, which won a notable social studies trade book. And she is an MFA in writing for children and young adults, and she lives in Oregon. And Lauren Castillo is the creator of many books for young children, including Caldecott honor-winning Inanna in the City and The Troublemaker. She's also illustrator of 20 Yawns, written by Jane Smiley, and Yard Sale, written by Eve Bunting. Oh, I remember Yard Sale. She currently draws and dreams in Pennsylvania. So, anyway, this next book is called A Boy, a Mouse, and a Spider, and it's the story of E.B. White. Let me go here. Oh, yay. But my camera is on. Why is that? Oh, okay, hang on. That is... Camera B is not digital. There we go. It shouldn't. Why is that so zoomed in? Why is that zoomed in? Just let me check something here, you guys. It's zoomed much more than I wanted it to be. What if I did this one? This. Nope, it's not. I had this all set to the right size earlier, and now it's not. I wonder what happened. Spot. Let me see why this is going to be. Zoom off. Image. And console should be on wide. There we go. Ah, got it. Got it. Yay. There we go. Ah, see, I just hadn't clicked the right thing. A boy, a mouse, and a spider. There we go. I love the really kind of quiet illustration of this. I don't know a better way to describe it. It just seemed really a calm kind of illustration when I saw it. And it's done, the artist used brown ink, Adobe Photoshop, watercolor, and foam print textures on Arches hot press paper to create the illustrations for this book. Here we go. When young Elwyn White lay sick in bed, a bold house mouse befriended him. Elwyn made a home for his companion. If mother knew, she would not approve. Elwyn tucked his fearless comrade in the pocket of his sailor suit. The pair conducted dusty expeditions to the attic and musky inspections of the horse barn. In the refuge of the stable, Elwyn's senses sharpened to the ripe scent of manure, the creak of a harness leather, the perfect shape of eggs, the snort of tired horses, the sweet, dry smell of hay, and a spider's masterpiece. When the time came for kindergarten, shy Elwin fought with all his might. No, I don't want to go. His parents persisted. Elwin now sat in a spotless linen suit, fretting over his fears. What if Miss Green called on him? What if he had to use the dreaded basement bathroom? Where was his mouse friend? Every day after school, Elwin's collie, Mac, escorted him home. Elwin tossed his books and bounded for the barn, where pigeons and snakes, pollywogs, caterpillars, chameleons, rabbits, turtles, and canaries he collected lived in cages, coops, and jars. As Elwin grew, he surveyed the summer stars. His ears captured an owl's query, the breezes beckoning, the scuffing of a horse's hooves. He jotted his reflections in a journal, writing what he saw, heard, and felt. Made him feel free. I wonder what I might be. Each day, Elwin recorded his praise of the world. His poem, To a Mouse, won a prize. The blank page called to Elwin. Writing filled him with joy. This is where I belong. In college, Elwin wrote clear headlines and dashing truths for the Cornell Daily Sun. Friends nicknamed him Andy. As editor-in-chief, he submerged himself in printer's ink. Words were Andy's world. A mouse appeared to Andy on a train one night in a dream. The dapper chap was completely dressed with a hat and cane. Another courageous mouse had entered Andy's life. A mouse named Stuart Little. Thank you, Bob. When he came home for the holidays, 18 nieces and nephews begged Andy for a story. He spun Stuart's tales for his eager audience. At every visit back to Summit Avenue, Andy added episodes of the Mouse Boy's quest. After college, Andy worked for the New Yorker magazine. He married Catherine, an editor he met there. They soon became a family. Nancy, Roger, and baby Joel. Amid the raucousness of the city, Andy longed for a farm, a high-lofted barn filled with animals and hay. Like a piper, he led his family toward his dream in Maine. Andy filled his barn with stoic sheep, anxious hens, and gossiping geese, but he still had a mouse on his mind. He followed his instincts and turned his mouse stories into a book, Stuart Little. Andy repaired a roof while another story brewed inside him. He raised a pig and wondered, what if the creature was rescued from a farmer's deadly plan? In an old boathouse with a mouse for company, Andy tapped out his ideas. But who would be the story's heroes? One cold October evening, Andy watched a spider spin. He climbed a ladder for a closer look. He found the hero of his story, Charlotte A. Kavatka. She rewove destiny with words. In the gleaming strands of her web, Charlotte formed the bond of friendship. E.B. White celebrated life through a mouse's journey, the pact between a pig and a spider, and the power of words. He basked in the seasons, the peace of the barn, the beauty of the world. His stories capture the glory of nature and the comfort of hope. I love this. There's little details to make it look like the webbing has little lines in it. And the geometry back of the trees in the behind, just the simplicity of the triangles. Here's a picture of him from 1948. The perfect photograph was by Irving Penn. He was born on July 11th, 1899. 7/11, a lucky day, in Mount Vernon, New York, the youngest of 6 children. No wonder there were so many kids there listening. The sprawling gray and white house on Summit Avenue was the setting for his early explorations for the stable behind the house. He was small and sickly as a child. His hay fever was so severe that his father took the family to Maine every August for fresh coastal air. There he explored the shores of the Great Pond in the Old Town canoe. Boats would forever fascinate him as a symbol of freedom. School was not for Elwyn, as he suffered from a myriad of fears: fear of the dark, fear of the future, fear of public speaking, fear of failure. He found solace in the many animals he kept as pets. Elwyn started writing at a very early age. Expressing what he saw, heard, and felt gave him a sense of achievement in his boisterous household. He kept a journal and wrote in it every day. He acquired the name Andy at Cornell, wrote stories and headlines for the college paper, and there he met Professor William Strunk, Jr., author of the self-published pamphlet on the basics of writing, well, the elements of style. Yes, I still have the elements of style sitting over here. He would revise his late professor's work in 1957 under the pen name E.B. White, and the book is still widely used by students and professional writers. Following college, Andy took a trip west in the Model T Ford with his friend Howard Cushman, and like his favorite author, Henry David Thoreau, he desired freedom. We heard all of this in the stories that when I read the chapter book about him, of some writer. He received many awards during his lifetime, including a Newbery Honor for Charlotte's Web in 1953, the Presidential Medal of Freedom in 1963, the Laura Ingalls Wilder Medal in 1970, and the National Medal for Literature in 1971, and a special citation from the Pulitzer Prize jury in 1978. His beloved classics are forever reaching new generations of readers. He wrote his third and final children's book in 1968, The Trumpet of the Swan, which is an excellent book. And again, the author revealed glimpses of himself. Yeah. Beautiful book. Really pretty chapter book about him. I love the way it's done. Ooh, Susan has a good question. Larry, how long, when you start something like that, how long does it take to get to that phase of completion? John Carter on Mars, one of my favorite flicks. Oh. An hour? Oh my goodness. Oh, Linda, don't say you'll never achieve that type of skill. You can. Guys, gifts take practice. Gifts take practice. That's why I'm doing this 5-minute. Here, let me pull this up so you guys can see this. Here, this Everyday a Doodle for Diane Anton's studio. And in In the description of the one I put in the link in that description is where you can find this PDF for this that has the prompts for every day. And really, it's just doing a square and then doing different things. And she's going to kind of progress. Like the first day was very simple, it was really, really simple stuff. And she's progressing a little bit each day with a little bit, from a flat wash to maybe, a blend of colors. So all kinds of things. So gentle spiral, floating feather, simple bloom, drifting seeds. So that's why 28 days. And then, yeah, so you get a chance. Every day a doodle is her the hashtag. Yeah, so that's what I'm doing. All right. So let's go to here. And I'll put this book down. See what everybody's saying. Bush, not hush. Rhymes with whoosh. I wondered. Oh my gosh. Typing is a challenge. It always is a challenge. Yes. Larry and Tamara are next level. Susan is right there. Perpetual aspiring student. I like that. I like to be the perpetual aspiring student. It's great. I'm in the phase when I'm letting the paint tell me where to go. Very good. Well, we have something coming up. My sisters are going to come over later on in February, on the 20th, which is a Thursday. And so I don't know if I can work it out, get them to come on too, because that Thursday night for the show. But it's slug painting time again. Jennifer, they have about another week to air dry, and she has new slugs, and so it's going to be painting slug time. So my sisters are going to come over, and we're going to go to Studio G, and we're going to go to Sarah's house on the island and spend the day painting slugs. So it ought to be kind of fun. Everyone tells me where to go, so I never get lost. Yes, that with every error of the colors, the colors in our life change. Yeah, era. Yes, no, you know what, Susan? She said we have other error of and she meant to say era, but I like error of the colors. With every error, the colors in our life change. So with every error, with every mistake we have, I think you were profound in doing that. Yeah. Periods, blue period. I have rich for colors and a love of blue, black. I'm gonna order. I think I'm gonna order. I found this company that had the pigments, the dry pigments, because this guy that I watched, that I saw, that Merrill, what's his name? What did I say his name was again? Oh, come here. That I saw his work at the I wrote it down and I can't remember. M-A-H. There he is. Okay. Here we go. Okay, so I got to show you guys this stuff. No, wrong one. I went to the wrong. Oh, here. There you go. Okay, so this guy his work is on display at the Phoenix Airport in their Phoenix Museum. And he has, about him, let's see, he was born in 1937. He New American West painting type of stuff. All kinds of exhibits he's done, exhibitions, whatnot. Tucson Museum of Art, all kinds of stuff. But his portfolio right here, his past works, Canyon Morning. This is acrylic. This was also an acrylic. He started early on seeing geometry in landscapes and have some really interesting pieces. And I wonder if he had the ones I saw had just really interesting lines through them and some things he did. I just thought it was really, really fascinating. But there was a piece that he had that they did oil on canvas. This is older. That's his portfolio. Let's see. Available works. Autumn Lake. Woo. Pricey. But they're big. 40 by 30. He did one that was dry pigment. Okay, so here on this one, you can start to see it's a monoprint, and he's got lines through it and lines both ways. And he had he did it with dry pigment on canvas, where he actually rubbed the dry pigment into it to make it part of it. Wow. This is a 60 by 40. But his color choices and the way he worked things, I just found them to be really here. Okay, so this is one of them. If you look at it, see how he has this angled the lines in there and then the straighter lines across that he used as part of to create the geometry of it, to create the whole thing. I saw one of these and I saw it up close, and then I stood way back and those lines disappeared and they made such a depth to it. It was really, really fascinating. Anyway, yeah, just beautiful stuff. Absolutely beautiful. So it was kind of, let's see, where am I? It was kind of inspirational. Kind of inspirational. Yeah. So, all right. Now, where are we now? The next book. I think I'm going to do this one, because I'm going to do something kind of just funny. No, I'm going to do this one. This is called Climbing the Volcano, and it's a journey in haiku. Yeah. It's by Curtis Manley and pictures by Jennifer K. Mann. And it's set here in the Northwest. And here we go. And I'll show you. Yeah. There we go. So I thought this book was just, it was really, first off, it's set in Oregon, basically in the Sisters Range, which is along our Cascade Range. Would be Mount Rainier, Mount St. Helens that exploded, Mount Adams, then there's Mount Hood, which you're in Oregon, then you go to Mount Jefferson, and then you go to Mount Bachelor, get down there further, and you have Broken Top along the way, and then you have the Sisters, and they're a series of them. There's the Sisters Wilderness, and there's a town called Sisters that's a great artist community. It's not too far from Bend, Oregon, and not too far from Mount Bachelor and all that. But this was a really cool book. It's a popular hiking area, and I thought that this was a really interesting way to write a children's literature and a picture book, and it's called Climbing the Volcano, and it's a journey in haiku. Let's see. First off, let me check what. I tell you, one of the things that you said that finding the challenges, I tell it, Susan, are you in Phoenix? I can't remember. You're not in Phoenix, are you? Anyway, if you ever go are in several airports around have art installations, and Phoenix actually has the Phoenix Art Museum, the airport museum there, and it's just kind of a tuck inside, and you might walk right past it if you didn't see the big signs or pay attention. And it's not a huge installation, and if you're waiting for a plane, you've got plenty of time to see it. And it was just one of those like, oh, wow. And I was just really glad that I saw it because I'd never had that thought of dry pigments on canvas and what would happen. How would you do that? And I thought it would be a really cool way to try to emulate some of the photographs that I have of landscapes, especially like the ones from Moab or from Death Valley that might show it just as another way to have a companion piece to it. I don't know. That's something to try. Anyway, here we are with climbing the volcano. Yes. A Journey in Haiku by Curtis Manley. Dormant volcano, but at sunrise each day it blazes. Clear morning sky, the campground cloudy with our breath. A chill in the air, mosquitoes looking for a hot drink. How do you climb a mountain one step at a time? Dusty trail, too many footprints to count, but I add my own. A perfect blue above the treetops, tripping over roots. Rushing stream, I asked to take the steeper trail. How to stay warm in the forest shade, swat mosquitoes. Something ahead. I crouch down and smile at tiny toads. Gray lava domes, even the youngest rocks are old. Not in a hurry, we step aside so others can pass. Out of the forest, a cold wind makes us smile. No mosquitoes. Melting drifts, layers tell the stories of winter storms. Lost, the trail is under the snow somewhere. Is this the trail? A line of paw prints from a bobcat? Resting at the lake, the mountain shivers in the breeze. Pumice, desert, crunching footsteps drown out my thoughts. White snowfields so beautiful, my eyes scrunch shut. Up the slope, one slow step at a time, forget the mountain. Sunny boulder, a marmot relaxes while I trudge past. Hiker going up meets hiker coming down, each with a dog. Lunchtime. Hawk floats on a thermal, looking for prey. Feeling small, boulders as big as buildings. Trail mix. Peanuts, almonds, chocolate, scattered in the dirt. Feeling big, trees at tree line no taller than me. I look down on soaring ravens, every feather visible. Resting our wings, a butterfly on one rock, me on another. Pfft, higher than the last time I opened my water. Trail marker, adding a pebble to the pile to catch my breath. Scene of a terrible battle, melting snowballs. Branching trails, I choose the one with 3 butterflies. Up here in the sky, what everyone talks about is butterflies. Cinders underfoot, the red I saw blazing at dawn. Trail not as steep. I think we're almost there. I made it to the summit, jumping even higher. Tiny pond, like a great blue eye, the state's highest lake. Even here, floating on the updraft, butterflies. In the crater, strangers throwing snowballs. Direct hit, glacier snow melting down my cheek. The world looking like a big map of the world. The glint of cars from where we camped, not even specks. It's late, and the wind is colder. Time to leave. Heading down, so much easier than climbing up. Tree line, small bits of shade from gnarled pines. Sliding fast down the snowfield that I slogged up. Resting at the lake, I was all the way up there? Whew, just us. And we're sorry we woke you up. We're back where we started. Mosquitoes. Standing at dinner, my legs just won't keep still. Trying to sleep. What mountain will I climb next? And more about it. They say South Sister is a dormant volcano in the Cascade Mountains near the city of Bend in central Oregon. The mountain's summit is at an elevation of 10,363 feet, 3,159 meters. No ropes or other technical equipment are required to hike the trail to the summit, but the round trip is nearly 12 miles, 19 kilometers, and the change of elevation is 4,930 feet, 1,503 meters. Hiking from the base to the top of the mountain, the trail traverses 3 different ecosystems. The dense forest of the mountain base is a mix of tall lodgepole pine, mountain hemlock, and other conifers. Above the forest is the subalpine zone, where trees, mountain hemlock, and whitebark pine are fewer and shorter. And the tree line marks the upper limit at which trees can survive the coldest temperatures at night and in the winter. From tree line to the top of the mountain is the alpine zone, with only low-growing flowers and shrubs in between areas of rock, snow, and ice. Like many other tall volcanoes in between areas of rock, snow, and ice, lava domes. Lava flows and layers of cinders, pumice, and volcanic ash. Eruptions began about 50,000 years ago and continued until 17,000 years ago, when the final eruption at the summit created the red cinders that seemed to glow at sunrise. Between 30,000 and 15,000 years ago, ice age glaciers eroded the mountain as it continued to grow. 7 glaciers remain on South Sister, but they have shrunk smaller due to climate change. The most recent volcanic activity happened about 2,000 years ago, when blocky lava domes erupted to the southwest and southeast of the summit. Just north of South Sister are the dormant volcanoes Middle Sister and North Sister. Together they are called the Three Sisters. Broken Top, a much older volcano that is now extinct, is just to the east. To the south is inactive Mount Baker, a popular ski area in winter. Notice they said inactive, not dormant. Geology of the Cascade Mountain Range. This is my homeland here. Got to tell you, the Cascade Range extends from Northern California through Oregon, Washington, and into British Columbia, Canada. The Cascades formed due to the movement of the Pacific crustal plate pushing eastward under the coast of North America. When the plate reaches deep enough, it causes melting, and magma, partially molten rock, rises toward the Earth's surface along a line parallel to the coast. Not all the mountains in the Cascades are volcanoes, but the rise of magma lifts up the ground surface in some places and feeds volcanoes in others. Yeah. It even tells you where to park if you want to go. And then it has all the things to take and a little bit about the poem, about the form of Japanese, although many people are taught that the haiku must have a pattern of 5-7-5. This is not strictly true because syllables in Japanese are different and shorter than English syllables. Instead of forcing their haiku poems to fit a 5-7-5 pattern, most poets who are serious about English language haiku today usually try to keep their haiku around 10 to 14 syllables total. I was wondering about that. They also try to follow other haiku traditions, including reference to the season, using images based on at least one of the 5 senses, and presenting the poem in 2 parts. One part as one line, the other has 2. The interaction of the separate images or ideas of the 2 parts can surprise the reader and can make a haiku very powerful, even though it is such a short poem. And then the different kind of animals mentioned. I love this book. I thought it was really cool the way it was all put together. Yeah. Yeah. I'm not gonna, Linda, that's interesting. I'm not gonna mix my own paints, Linda. I'm gonna use them as dry pigments. And rub the pigment in and see. I want to experiment with that way. I could make my own paints. They could have some. I want to see what I'm going to see if I can find some more information or even email him and see what he did to do dry pigment on canvas. If he rubbed it in, if it was on some kind of medium that he put it into to add it to that. But I'm going to check. It'll be kind of a fun thing to play with. Yeah, but micas are different than dry pigments. They're oftentimes micas are oftentimes advertised as pigments, and pigments. Let's see, the way it is, micas are a pigment with sparkly and stuff, but not all pigments are micas, or not all micas are pigments and that kind of thing. Yeah. Anyway, that. Dry pigment is kind of a separate thing. So they're not going to be. Yeah. Yeah, I want to play with it all too. Skeleton Knees make a piece I've been thinking of. Where to start? Yes. Can you wet vinegar and set it in fabric? Oh, that's a good idea. Concentrate like. Oh, yeah. There's a guy in Hawaii that washes T-shirts in the Hawaiian mud. By spraying them over a few hours before. Ooh, cool. Very cool stuff. See? Yikes. Rattlesnake skin. Also meant vinegar actually sets. Yeah, vinegar sets dye. We used to set the girls like their swimsuits. Set the things, and if you wanted things not to, Mom would set things that she dyed if she didn't want them to bleed or anything like that. She could set them with vinegar, or you can set them with salt water too. Vinegar is a good one for setting paints and for setting things. I often used to do that a lot when especially like early on, I don't know if you guys remember in the fabric when the Madras print came out, Madras plaid, it was thing. And that was a type of plaid that was notorious for bleeding. You'd put it in to wash it and it could get all over your other clothes if you didn't, soak it first. And you always had to soak it first in vinegar. Um, and so it set that ink in it. It was one of those things I made clothes out of when I was in junior high. Anyway, the only snakes that you see here, I'll pass. And Kelly, yeah, there's in Oregon, there is actually a national park called the there's lava lands in Oregon, and then there's Craters of the Moon in Idaho. But in lava lands, my cousin was the uh, park ranger there when he first became a national park ranger at lava lands, and he would go to different ones. It's really kind of fun to go travel through them. Opals here, yeah, I know I'm gonna order some. And it was like, ooh, yeah. Can't wait for the next season. Fabric work is an amazing art. Yes, fabric work is amazing. Danny's sister is an amazing fiber artist, and I'm always so admiring the stuff that she does. So anyway, you guys, I think I'm going to call it a night with those two stories and the little bit of art that we had. My throat is just a bit scratchy. What's going on here? You don't need to see two of me there. And so I think Bob brought me a bottle of water, which was nice. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to call it a night, and then I'm going to paint my other day 2, which is a gentle spiral. Yikes. We'll see how that goes. I had an idea for it, but I've got the background painted, which is kind of nice. I'm using my Kuretake paints, which is kind of a nice one there. They have a nice variety of colors, and I like them. Doing wet felting now. I want to try that. Oh, wet felting. I remember that. I just remember. I love so much of what my mom did with wool and stuff, but I also remember when the smell of it. It was washing the wool, taking all the different stuff, and then the different dyes that she used when she did natural dyeing with anything from like dandelions to to cattails to pussy willows to all kinds of different things that she's and some of them would really like goldenrod. Oh my God, that stunk to high heaven. When you boiled it, some of that stuff, some of those plants, when you boil them, they stink so bad. And it was just, it was like, oh, my friends would come over and go, "What is that?" And I'd go, "Oh, Mom's dying." And they'd, "What?" Yeah, no, she's dyeing wool. But it was just, anyway. So I will be back on Thursday with stories, and I have a couple ideas. And so, but then in between, I'm going to be doing these day 1 and day 2, all this watercolor challenge. So, join in on it if you guys want to. You saw her, did I have it again? Is that it? Yes, I think that's it. Yes, I think that's, there it is again. That's the you know what I'm talking about. Her video that has to do with this 5-minute doodle, watercolor doodle. And I like, Diane lives in France. She's British, but she lives in France, and her husband is Egyptian, and they live on a farm, and she just has a really nice way, I think, of approaching watercolor and just doing it, not being real precious about it, which is what I like. it's when we start to be precious about things and perfect about things that we don't do anything. And then, we beat ourselves up for not doing something when really it's like, yeah, it just feels a lot better to be doing this. And it does. It felt really good to do this little bit today. And because I've been kind of stumped, and this is nice. It's nice. So, and I also, this whole idea with the pigments, I don't know how it's going to develop. We'll see. We'll see what happens. And it could be an epic fail, but it also is a great experiment, and epic fails are just what I'm looking for. Because that's fun. All right, you guys. So I will be back on Thursday with more stories, and the next Sunday with more story and art. But until then, bucket fillers, have a great week. And as I told my grandkids every day when they went off to school, I said, make 2 people smile. And yeah, they had good days. So everybody, until next time, keep looking for the beauty hidden in plain sight. It's all around you. But the first place you'll find it is when you go look in your mirror. And I'll see you on Thursday.
In the heat of the night, we could get lost in all the lights and sounds. Feeling alright, we won't go home, we will just stay here downtown. There's not just stars on the boulevard, they're in the light in your eyes. Oh, we don't need no black cards, I just need you.
Thank you, Tamara.
We could be shameless,
Absolutely, Larry. Love everything you say.
with a love that leaves us weightless. Ooh, drop it, gorgeous, wow. Ooh, you got me feeling starstruck too. We could be famous.
Oh, yay, Susan.
We could be famous. You blow my mind, looking like a model, better than the usual. Yeah, you don't even try, not average or typical. I put you on a pedestal. There's not just stars on the boulevard, they're in the light in your eyes. Oh, we don't need no black cards, I just need you by my side. We could be shameless.